Hey everybody, my name is Devon Fry. I'm a sophomore at Wenatchee Valley College. I graduated SOT in 2019. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to stay in shape in the off-season. First, we're going to start off with leg swings, facing away. Start with the right leg and do 10, and the left and do 10. Next, you're going to be facing the wall for leg swings for 10 on the right side, and then 10 on the left side. Next is the couch stretch, which is you're putting your foot on the bench and leaning forward to get that groin opened up. You do about 10 leans on each side, left and right. Next is the 90-90 stretch. You're going to lean forward and get that good groin stretch and hip stretch. Next is the deep lunge rotation. This is huge to open up your hips and your groin area. As you see, I reach up and reach my elbow down to touch. You do 10 on each side for that one. This is a zenith rotation. You're going to want to sit back as far as you can in the heels and trying to twist as far as you can for 10 each side. Next is a Cossack squat. You're really going to want to get into your hip. This is huge to open up your hip and your external rotation. Next is a single leg deadlift. You're going to want to be really slow and controlled with this. It's great for balance and ankle mobility too. You'll want to do 10 on each side. For the arm care sequence, we got the side laying external rotation to start it off. As you can see here, I'm laying on the bench with a 5-pound weight, or you can use 2.5. You're going to do 2 sets of 15 and make sure you have a towel to put underneath your elbow to keep separation. Next is the seated dumbbell external rotation. You're going to be seated on a bench right here and be doing the exact same thing sitting up for 2 sets of 15. And also next is the prone one-arm wide raise on an incline bench. 2 sets of 12, slow and controlled. This is the Jaeger Band series. This is a huge thing for me. I started this in high school, and I wish I would have found it earlier. It's great to keep you getting your arm warm and keeping it real healthy. First, I'm going to start with the overhead tricep extension for 8. You want to get pretty far out there, get a little forward lean, and pronate your hands as I am doing in it. Next, I do a fly, 8 to 10, also with the forward lean. Next is a reverse fly to overhead. So as you can see, I'm slow and control there, and I'm up for 8 to 10 of them. Next, I'm just loosening up my rotator cuff by just letting my arm travel and do circles. I do about 10 of those. Then I do 10 internal rotations with a little small gap in between my armpit, like there as the towel was there. And then I flip around and I begin to do the other way, external rotation with a small gap like the towel was there, 10 of those. Now I'm going to start at 90 degrees and do 10 this way, internal rotation, about shoulder length. And then I'll flip around and do external rotation at about shoulder length. And then I'm just going to pull my arm out and let it hang a little bit. This is just a personal preference. You don't have to actually do this, but it just makes my arm feel good and make sure I feel all stretched in my bicep and in my pectoral area. And that's it for the Jaeger bands. I start off by doing windmill throws and underhand throws. I then grab 4 balls and do 4 planted throws. Not too hard, just loosening my arm up. Then I scoot back a little bit. Now I'm facing the first base dugout, and I'm twisting and getting my back and shoulders warmed up a little bit. Better rotation. Here I'm just standing and throwing. Every 2 throws, I think I start scooting back. I'm about 90 feet, and this is when I start moving towards my target. I'm throwing these all on a decent line, and as it should be, until I get a little bit farther back. Okay, now as I get to about 120 feet, I start to rainbow it and fill it out my shoulder a little bit. This is huge for long toss. I'm in a gym. I usually go a lot farther. Usually go out to about 200 feet. But long tosses are huge, and I highly recommend it. Now I'm starting to come in. I'm starting to pull down and throw harder on more of a line. As I keep getting closer, I'm throwing harder, and I'm being more vicious with my throws. I'm being more explosive. Here I'm just walking in and throwing. A shuffle and a throw. And here I am doing a shuffle with a small leg lift. As I finish that, I proceed to get closer and closer to the net and slowly just feel out my shoulder till I'm almost 5 feet away. End it off. I then I end up doing some picks, just not harding throws, just feet work from first and second. Next is the recovery sequence. First one is overhand band pulls for 10. Then we're going to go in front and do a crossbody pulls for 10. Next, we're going to do 10 of these. And finally, we have a 20-yard farmer carry with a 15 to 20-pound dumbbell. I also recommend going on a run, doing sprints. Sprints are huge, and going on a jog. These are the Jaeger bands. I do these workouts 5 to 6 times a week. So there really is no excuse to take out 20 minutes every day to do it. I don't have a throwing partner, but I'm getting it done by throwing it in a net, and I know you guys can too, and get better and win another state championship.